Connecticut state line, 26.8. We're getting close. Good morning. That place was awesome. It's always nice to get an unexpected dinner surprise like that and get a nice big pizza. So my intention was to eat half of that because I knew there was a few people that were also aiming to come to the shelter. So I was like, all right, I'll just get this big pizza, and then by the time it gets here, they'll roll in and then get some free slices of pizza. But so I was eating it slowly. Nobody came in, so I kept eating pizza. And I kept eating pizza, and I ended up eating the whole pizza. And I had already tucked in the shelter and was editing videos and stuff. And it was almost sunset by the time the other guys rolled in. So the first thing I told them, I was like, hey, order food here before they close. So they were all able to get food anyway. But it was just kind of funny how it happened that way. Anyway, starting the day with a big hill climb. And 5 miles from here is another deli place we can stop into. So that'll be like an early lunch, second breakfast kind of thing. I'll probably pack a sandwich out or something as well. We'll see. I kind of knew that New York had this reputation where you can hit up all these delis and stuff. I don't know if that continues into Connecticut. I've only kind of heard of New York doing it this way, where it just kind of happened. So I got to enjoy my lasts. All right, we'll get this morning started. Well, this morning's been not too bad, just gradual ups and downs. I think we're almost in one of our final little uphills, and then we'll descend on down to the road crossing, or we'll skip over to the deli. And here's our road. We're gonna take a right, like a half-mile road walk, and I think this is gonna be our last New York deli. So we'll have to enjoy what we got left. It's more of a quick convenience store that also does some deli stuff, but I got a sausage, egg, and a cheese breakfast thing. Got a banana chocolate muffin thing and some drinks. Dude, this breakfast is just perfect. This is fantastically amazing. Such a treat on trail. Alright, we're leaving the deli behind. Had a really nice breakfast/lunch break. I got resupplied with some more food. I've got a change of plans. I'm skipping the town of Kent. I'll cover all the reasonings and whys and stuff when we get back in the woods here shortly. Okay, here's the current plan. So originally I was planning on getting into the town of Kent, Connecticut, which is 2 days from here. That would be tomorrow night. I've been trying to get a hold of the Fife and Drum for the last 3 days, unsuccessfully. It's like an inn/restaurant. I can get a hold of the people at the restaurant, but nobody who works at the inn is around anytime I call for some reason. So, whatever. I was looking at other comments. They're kind of the only game in town to stay at the Fife and Drum, which is the issue. It's just a small town. But other comments and stuff were saying all trail towns in Connecticut are unfriendly to hikers. Just avoid it. Just blow through Connecticut as quick as you can, kind of thing. So I'm like, oh great, that kind of sucks. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to skip Kent. So that'd be 2 days to where that road crossing would be. There's a shelter that's right there, right before getting to Kent. So the distances of what I was planning is about the same anyway. I'll just stay at that shelter right before. So that's 2 days. I've got the food to do that. And then from there, it's 3 hiking days to get to Great Barrington in Massachusetts. So that'll skip us all the way through Connecticut. So there's it was like a Days Inn, I think was the hotel. So I've already got reservations at the Days Inn in Great Barrington. That's a total of 5 days away. So we'll just do that. We'll just go straight on through The only issue is uploading videos. That'll take me to right when my last video releases, so I'm going to be like hours away from having to upload a video before there's a break in the videos. So I think I can do this without there being a break. I just got to keep pushing to Great Barrington basically now. I think that's the long and the short of it. 5 days to Great Barrington. We'll blow through Connecticut. Forget those people, apparently. Alright, let's get moving. And the last thing I forgot to mention, at the deli they also had some light resupply options. So I picked up some extra food, so now I've got 5 days worth of food to accomplish this stretch. So it should be good. Should be. I didn't add up all the candy bars and whatnot I might need, but it's close enough. So this tree right on the trail just reminded me of something. When we were at the Kefir Oak, it said it was the second largest tree, and that the largest tree was in New York. And this is the largest tree I've seen in New York, but there's nothing on any of the guides that this is the largest tree on the AT. So I think the largest tree is still coming up, I guess, but I have no idea where that is. We are only going to be in New York for like another day, so it's got to be coming up soon. But anyway, this is just a cool big tree then. Right on trail. Here's the overpass for I-84. And here it is, just right off trail, the Morgan Stewart Shelter. Take a break here for a little bit. Typical little thing. Okay, well I got a minute in the shelter here. I think this is what my current game plan's looking like. We were at the RPH Shelter this morning. We hit up the deli for breakfast / early lunch. This is the mileage we're doing today, and we're getting to the Telephone Pioneer Shelter. That's all today's stuff. This I just discovered is right off trail, the Bullsbridge Country Store. So we can hit that up, would be like a late lunch type of thing for tomorrow, and then a 21.2, and that'll get us into the Mount Algo Shelter, and that'll be right before the town of Kent, Connecticut, which we are skipping now. Then a 17 3-mile day to the Pine Swamp Brook Shelter. Halfway into that day, there's the Mountainside Cafe we can get a bite to eat at. They're closed Mondays and Tuesdays, but I think the day that we're doing this stretch was like a Saturday or a Sunday, so either way we're okay there, I think. Almost a 20-mile day to this next shelter, and then what is this, a 16-8. That'll get us into Great Barrington. I've got reservations at the Days Inn. I'm going to end up having to do a 0 when I get to Great Barrington, just because I need to upload videos and edit and all that. Since I'm not stopping in Kent, I'm going to try to charge what I can at these 2 country stores on the way. But my current power supply is low. I've got about 50% power on the backup battery. I've got an extra battery for my camera, so I'm going to have to conserve what I have to get me through these next 5 days. And this is Nuclear Lake. I have heard of this place before, and I'm sure there's a Wikipedia article on it for further detailed information, but from what I could gather in the AT guides, there was a plutonium research facility here on the shores somewhere, and in 1972 there was some kind of an explosion, and they had to shut down the whole facility. And then in the late 70s, when they were rerouting sections of the AT, they were going to bring it through this area, and after testing, they determined that plutonium levels were safe, and so they allowed the AT to route through here. I would not take water from here, but this is Nuclear Lake. It's more of Nuclear Lake. It's a really pretty area out here. Little rocky outcrop. I think we're like 0.3 from the shelter. So we'll just take a quick view here. Cool. And then we'll press on. Alright, here's our exit. This should be for the Telephone Pioneers Shelter. Just a little ways up here. Telephone Pioneer Shelter. Bunch of crap on the inside. It's very buggy. I'd rather not stay in the shelter. I think tenting options are extremely limited. We're kind of on a hillside. I'll take a look around. Alright, this site officially sucks. If it wasn't buggy, I would probably stay here, but it is really buggy. And I kind of want to stay in a tent. There are no tenting options. Good for hammocks, not good for tents. I did notice 0.2 back before coming here, there was a spot with a clearing, flat ground for a couple of tents. So I may fill up on water here and then just march back uphill a little bit and tent up there. Okay, I'm back up at the flat tenting area that I saw earlier. This will work. This is where I'm going to set up. This is the only flat spot in the area, so we can fit a couple more tents if some more people want to show up in here. Alright, I'll get set up and get dinner going. Alright, tents all set up. Getting ready for dinner. Packed out a sandwich. I think we're good to go. And now, dinner's done. I got that all hung and taken care of. I'm ready for bed. It's a little early yet, for sure. I don't think I'm going to work on any video editing for the next 4 or 5 days, just to save the battery power that I have remaining to make it last that long. So I'm just going to keep banking videos, edit everything on my 0 day. So I think I'm just going to go hide in the tent, get away from all the bugs, just kind of relax. Maybe go to bed early. I think we got a good 21-mile day tomorrow, so see if anything else happens tonight. Otherwise, I may just sign off here. So if you don't see from me for the rest of the night, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. Had a nice night last night at the cool campsite. Now we're going to go back, continuing down trail. I was looking ahead a little bit, and the biggest tree on the AT is called the Dover Oak, and that is coming up still. And it's actually like less than a mile from here, so we're going to see that like first thing this morning, so that'll be really cool. And then we got like a 21-mile day to, I think it was like the Argo Shelter or something like that. And there's going to be an opportunity to get a late lunch, I think, at a like a farm restaurant thing along the way, so we'll see that. So those are some of the big highlights for today. Let's get heading out. There's the Dover Oak, right at this road crossing. Branches out huge. I think this one's also like 300 years old and like 20 feet around. Take the train right to the Appalachian Trail. Dump your trash if you had any. Cool. Across some pastures, and then we'll be back in the mountains. I think there's going to be a lot of ups and downs like this today, but hopefully they should not be too crazily steep. Here's a little jumble of blowdowns. Usually the trail's pretty good, so these might be kind of fresh. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just gonna work my way through it, I think. This is also half the fun of hiking the AT. It's getting around all the obstacles in the way. There we go, that wasn't so bad. It's a gnarly looking tree. I was just thinking from this angle it looks like a open mouth skull face thing looking to the right. Creepy looking. Cool. Here's the Wiley Shelter, just right on trail. We'll take a break here for a little bit. Cool. They say established in 1940. Nice old one. Cool. We're done with our break at the shelter. Coming up on a bit where it pops into a road. So in the guides, it's talking about you have to do like a mile road walk for a bit because down there is where the AT used to go, but there was a there's a stream crossing up ahead that way with actually let me see what this notice says. Anyway, a bridge is out from like 2019, and so you have to do this road walk to get around it. Yeah, the bridge is out. So you had to go around it with the road walk. And there's a depiction of that, and that's represented in the current Guthooks guides and stuff. So anyway, we're gonna go around, because that's the official trail this year, is going on the road. And also at the end of this road walk, in about a mile, is the first time we cross into Connecticut. So that's coming up. And then it zigzags. You know, we're in Connecticut for a little bit, and it goes back into New York for a little bit, and then I'll try to mark the spot where it goes into Connecticut for the final time, but we'll be hitting all that today. Here's the end of the road walk, going back in the woods. And this is also the border to Connecticut. So now we're in Connecticut for like the next few miles, I think. Then we'll be back into New York. And there's a little border crossing sign. Gateway to New England. Welcome to Connecticut. Trail magic ahead at kiosk. Maybe just right up there. I don't know, unless there's a person manning the station. I can't take your word for it. I've been skunked too many times from false promises, but we'll see what's up here. Okay, empty water jugs. That's your trail magic? I'm not impressed. Okay. This is the 10 Mile River. This is a proper fishing river. This looks cool. At 0.1 away from here is the 10 Mile River Shelter. We'll poke in there real quick. There's the 10 Mile River. Mile River Shelter. We'll just break here for a second. Probably just to sign the logbook. And then we'll move on. There's nothing we really need up here. I'll have to double check the distance, but I think we're really close to where we can actually get a cooked meal. There's like a farm restaurant thing coming up very shortly. In like a mile and a half, something like that. And here's the 10 Mile Shelter. From 95. And getting back on trail. This nice covered bridge. This is where the 10 Mile River, which is that one, dumps into the Housatonic over that way. Okay. So the food option coming up, I thought it was going to be the Farm Fresh restaurant, but it's actually a country store where we can get like maybe a burger and stuff, but we'll see. I think the farm restaurant is like 2 days from now. So we'll get that eventually. The neat old covered bridge. Bulls Bridge. If you don't know, covered bridges were originally built so horses would not get scared crossing over the water. A little fun fact of the day. Here's gonna be lunch. We'll find something here. Bulls Bridge Country Store. Now this is gonna be lunch. And here's dessert. And we're back in the woods. That was a great little stop. It was less than desirable, but it was okay as far as food items. It was no New York deli, but we got chips and a sandwich and some drinks and stuff, topped it off with an ice cream bar for dessert, so it was good enough. Around from here it's like 7 miles till our shelter, and I think the terrain looked like it was going to get pretty rough. It's going to go back to the steep ups and downs for a bit, so that's going to be loads of fun. We'll see what that all looks like. Yep, it's steep. There's no sign, but from right here on, we're back in New York for about the next 2 miles, and then we're back in Connecticut until we hit Massachusetts. And right about here, we are officially back in Connecticut and completely done with New York. Alright, I'm at that point where I'm just completely exhausted. These last 7 miles have been very rough. Very slow going, very steep ups and downs, very rocky terrain, very slow. I'm constantly tripping and stumbling all over the place. I think I got like 2.5 miles left. I'm just worn out. Yeah, 20 plus miles in these conditions is not good. Alright, we'll check back in later, I guess. Well, I think I'm almost there. We're getting close. I think I see a structure in the distance that could be the shelter. And these last 7 miles, in between the general store and the shelter here, brutal. Terribly brutal. Ups and downs. Not as bad as that section in New York that I call 15 miles of hell. but yeah, it's been terrible. I think it took me like 5 hours to do 7 miles. That's terribly slow. Usually you can do 7 miles in like 3 hours. Okay. The shelter's right around the corner. I'll get there quick. Alright, here's me all set up. A couple guys around. Everybody's in their tents just to get away from the bugs. I'm gonna go join a group over here, get some dinner going, your basic shelter. What is this? The Algo Mountain Shelter, I think. But it's got a bear box, got water, nice creek right out front, privy, everything you would need. So let's go get some dinner going. Alright, and I got the usual complete. Dinner's done. We got a bear box here, that's all stored. I'm ready for bed. It's been a long, kind of exhausting day. First 14 miles just flew by nice and good. It wasn't smooth terrain, but it was just easy. And then after stopping in at the little country market store, we got some good food. And then the terrain the last 7 miles just got super rough. So that just wore me down like crazy. So I'm gonna go to bed. It's getting late. Yeah, nothing else I think. I think tomorrow is just a straight shot to the next shelter. It's gonna be a lighter day. It's only planned for like 17 miles. Whew. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.